welcome to those in countries around the world aboard naval ships at seas, and thank you for your service. The ball is up, the game is on, the Clippers win the tap, they'll have the ball.
And Paul George setting a great down screen to come up for that nice pull-up three-point shot.
Bradley Beal averaging 27 points a game. Hachimura with his first look. It's not there yet from above the arc, but he's very good in the mid-range. You got the copyright on that one.
I got the copyright.
He makes both free throws. Another impressive thing you saw there on the graphic, 80% from the stripe. Hachimura again fires, and this time it falls through.
The good thing about Hachimura is he understands where his sweet spot is. He uses that one dribble pull-up right at the mid-range shot.
The Clippers are out in front by 2. Wizards led by 11 in the opening minutes of the game here against the Lakers as Kawhi misses on the 3. They would ultimately trail in that same game by 39 points. Kawhi back to George late in the clock. Is he aware? 3 to shoot. Hachimura with a rebound. John Wall for the Wizards. He's not in and won't be this year. Player on the floor, Isaiah Thomas. Hachimura. Ball knocked out of his hands and out of bounds.
If you're not aware, when Kawhi Leonard is on the defensive end, he will take the ball from you. His hands are, just exceptional hands, moving them when he needs to get it. You know, if you put in the work, good things happen for you.
Proud 15 games with the Lakers a couple of years ago. Kawhi unable to convert on the mid-range shot, averaging 14 points and 8 rebounds. Speaking of Bryant. Brown into Zubac and lays it in. That's a strong play there by Troy Brown Jr. and he brings the Wizards to within 3. Leonard tailgated by Hachimura, fires a little mid-range shot and knocks it in. Kawhi Leonard is now 3 for 5 with 6 points.
You cannot give him any open looks.
We talked about Isaiah Thomas in his plight. Another mid-range shot for Kawhi Leonard and another bucket. He's got 4 of them.
And I made the turnover, but Kawhi, just look at the patience. He probes, he navigates the area. He used a nice step back and hits the fadeaway. But on Paul George, he recognized the turnover, and he plays without fouling.
Hits the deck and is slow to get up, but appears to be all right. Thomas, a pull-up 3. Hachimura with a rebound. And misses at the doorstep, and then finally it is poked through.
I love his activity, Hachimura, battling. Once you miss the layup, you battle again, get the extra rebound, extra possession for your teammate, and gets the score.
You've got 2 teams that might be in the Western Conference Finals, 2 teams with 4 caliber MVP guys on the court. He said, but you got to play the game. You got to come out and compete. We're not just going to give it to them.
And score the basketball.
11-1 at home. Best record in the league. Montrezl Harrell joins the fray. The Clippers out in front by 7. Hachimura picked up by Beverly. Plays topside to Thomas. Swimming with the Sharks. He's always found a way with a sling and a stone.
Bradley Beal can shoot, can attack the rim, score.
A long 2 for Paul George. He's feeling good and let it fly. Paul George now, first player in double figures.
We're ready to go.
12 points for Paul George. Again, had just 5. How about the other one? Hachimura jammed hit him with the right hand. Bertans able to come away with a long rebound. Hachimura to the rim with a left hand no.
Basketball, because when you score 5 points, and this is from a former player's perspective, you're trying to kill whoever's in front of you the next game.
Hachimura to the rim, challenges Beverly, counted, and a foul. See the numbers there.
Wow.
Saw the numbers there from Paul George.
Well, you're hiding 2 donuts hard, and they came out with the win.
Clippers by 4, minute 5 to play in the first quarter. Jerome Robinson out there now for Doc Rivers. Montrez, quick spin into the paint, flow to no, whistle, foul.
A smart play there by Montrez. Hachimura was guarding Montrez right by their left shoulder space to hit shots even from inside the paint or by the 3-point line.
Lou takes a long 2, trying to go 2 for 1. The ball tapped up and in from Montrez Harrell.
And the reason Kawhi...
Back the other way. 15 points, all of which came in that first quarter. Kawhi against the rookie. Innocence versus experience. Leonard into the paint. The fade, the fire, but he leaves it short. going to test the defensive prowess of Kawhi Leonard. A whistle and a foul will go on. The reigning Finals MVP.
We talked about this previously.
Clippers have led by as many as 15. They've never trailed in this one. Hachimura. Rebound. Taken in by JaMychal Green.
But after that 4 for 6 shooting night in San Antonio, he obviously wants to keep it going. Said it's all about the work that he puts in the gym, guys.
Brian, you know why I like that game against the Boston Celtics is because there's so many Boston fans in this arena. So you know that they're screaming and hollering that they're going to win, and then all of a sudden the Clippers make this run down 10 to come back with the win.
Fifth time this year, the Clippers have led by 20 or more. Hachimura to the rim and lays it in. He's a nice rookie out of Gonzaga.
I love his size. He's really strong. He can guard, but he makes plays. He understands that he needs to score by getting to the basket.
Kawhi with time elects to pound it on the deck. Crosses over the rookie. Bertan swipes at a whistle and a foul will be called. They set an NBA record last year in terms of points scored together. They've only gotten better. How about a turnover? Here comes Paul George. Oh my! He covered a lot of ground from takeoff to touchdown. Paul George puts the Clippers out in front by 23.
I just love Pat. Look at him. Look at PG. Look back at Hachimura. Put him in the basket.
Paul George, needless to say, San Antonio was a bit of a fluke. He is 9 of 14 in this first half and has 23 points and 4 rebounds.
I don't even know what you're talking about. Did they even play in San Antonio? I don't even remember that game.
Beal. High off the window. No. Rebound poked around, and Paul George clears it away for his 6th rebound. Kawhi, a seductive ball fake. Inside to Harkless. Blocked at the peak of his lead. But a whistle and a foul will send him to the strike.
Great rebound on the opposite end that allowed the transition offense to start. And Kawhi Leonard not settling for the 3. He found Mo Harkless. Mo Harkless is probably one of the best players in the league that moves well without the basketball.
Shooting 58% from the field. Harkless misses. The rebound. Gets it to George. The Heat check. No, he drives inside, tries to leave it at the doorstep for Harkless. Spins his way to the cup and flushes it in. 80 first half points for the Clippers. Timeout, Wizards. And on a nightly basis, they've won 6 times, and they're going to win a lot of shootouts this year. And as we saw the graphic, they still have a chance to make the playoffs. Beverly for 3.
You said it. I love Scotty.
That's debatable. Paul George, Clippers, by the way, franchise high watermark, 82 points in the first half. Going to get it on this trip, or are they? Montrez ties it. And for the Clippers, your top 4 scorers overall in this season as well. Hachimura, corner 3. Knocks it in.
He can hit that shot consistently. It'll help him out doing his career.
Just his 7th 3 of the season. 6 of 30 coming into tonight. Clippers by 22. A giveaway to start of their first possession. Isak Bonga to Isaiah Thomas. Strong drive inside, surrounded by the long arms of Paul George. Pass deflected or shot deflected. As Thomas Bryant trying to grapple for the loose ball. It gets back to Thomas for a southpaw 3.
Ball to Kawhi Leonard, wide open 3.
85-63. Leonard now with 17. Hachimura backing down on Beverly, knocks it in. How about 5 quick ones for Hachimura? He has now 18 in the game on 8 of 12 shooting.
A lot of times we get a guy that's a mid-range shooter that starts to get some baskets early on, a few dunks, a few mid-range shots. All of a sudden, the fountain of youth opens up and he makes shots.
Leonard surrounded by defenders, lays it up and in anyway.
Let's go. That means defensively, they need to guard players that can shoot. Isaiah Thomas is a very capable scorer in this league as Kawhi knocks down another mid-range jump shot. Great ball movement leads to Mo Harkless hitting that wide open 3.
Hachimura been very impressive in his effort tonight.
Kawhi is probably one of the quietest players in the entire NBA. Regardless if it's a foul or a play, he continues to play without saying one word. So officials, if you hear him, you better wake up.
1989.
1989?
That's a long time ago. Whoa. Kawhi with 9 of the 12 here in the 3rd. Whistle and a foul. Goes on Kawhi, and he's sarcastically up to our wonderful city.
I tell you, my son has been begging me from the rain. He saw a lot of the snow on the mountains. Dad, could we go skiing? Could we go to Mammoth, please?
There's the loose ball, just his second rebound. He's on the prowl. In this third quarter, Thomas zigs and zags his way, plays back over to Hachimura for a three. And once again, Patrick Beverly has the loose ball ahead to Leonard, drenched with defenders, gets it to Zubats, to George for a deep three. Paul George, by the way, already the labor they put in with these guys. Pete Cavangeli is going to be a very good basketball player. I was always happy for Brian Adams when they got that opportunity at Agua Caliente. The Clippers have got to take care of business here. A lot of time in the third quarter, they lead 95-72. Hachimura to the rim and a graceful glide. He now has 20 points.
I'll tell you what, this great size of Hachimura, using that great length to sneak past that defender and elevate. For the player Hachimura, he has great length, which he can be a dominant defender in the league. And I think for a player of his caliber, you need to watch some Paul George and Kawhi Leonard's tapes because of how big he is as a player to be a good defender and a scorer.
Nice lead pass there by Beverly, but Paul George cannot convert. Clippers have missed their last 6 shots. Led by as many as 27. Isaiah Thomas knocks in his second triple of the quarter, and Thomas the efficiency on any level that we saw in the first half. Paul George in and out.
You can see exactly when Jerome shot the basketball. As soon as it left his hands, you knew that that basket was going in.
Hachimura continues to press. 22 for the rookie out of Gonzaga.
You improve your free throw shooting to over 80%, you will be a 20-point scorer in this league. Now, back then when I was a young little pump, it's like you need a 20-point scorer in the league when you got.
And so, of course, you know, given Jerry 50 cents on the dollar of your contracts. Given up Bertans with 17 off the bench, a whistle.
And just on the floor, the way they're moving the basketball, the offense is very sound. That's the reason why Paul George and Kawhi Leonard got off to such a great start early in the game, because of the ball movement.
Continues to impress. 27 for the rookie. How about a high-rise grab by Montrez? He can't get it to fall.
I'll tell you, he was playing skip to Lou and uses that nice hopscotch dribble to score.
Hachimura for a last-second three. Not there. And 8. Kawhi. Oh, and that, my friends. McCray. Hachimura. Nope. Paul George with 31. Not 3 in the air. No. Long rebound to Kawhi. He says, if I'm coming off, I'm going to make a little noise. How about that? Kawhi with 34. The line change here for Doc Rivers with 6:17 to play. And a nice ovation. 4 horsemen for the Clippers. Montrez, Harold Lou Williams off the bench, 23 and 22, but Kawhi Leonard leads the way. 4 points. Clippers 138, Wizards 107. Hachimura gets free inside and lays it in.
Well, you know, Dr. J at that time, he had a chef, full-on chef at his house. Cooked right in the backyard. He had a pool in the back, had the food, had the grill going. It was just unbelievable. I had to call my dad. My dad said, hey, Dad, you ain't gonna believe it. I'm eating with Dr. J. He said, what? Dr. J doesn't live here.
So that's the respect that he still gets when Doc Rivers and really across the league. It's pretty fun.
Well, I tell you this. There's one doctor that writes prescriptions up. It really gives him the freedom to be himself. And that's one of the luxuries, even with the Clippers, the way Doc Rivers allows players to be themselves on the floor. If you can shoot, you shoot. To the block. You got to be a post player. You got to be a rebounder. You got to be a blocker. Right now, the evolution of the game, you see more talented players showcasing their ability to stretch the floor and be dominant players.
Send it down to Christina Pink.
Well, you know, Brian, you mentioned earlier that the Clippers had not.
Team that at that time was not very successful.
Well, for me personally, I just looked at always the bright side.
At the end of that 09 season, they had the same record as the Washington Wizards, and there was a coin flip in the league office to determine who will improve to 12-1 at home. Never has been done before in Clipper history. They'll have a chance to protect the house one more time, as we mentioned on Tuesday when the Portland Trail Blazers come to town.